Hi guys, welcome back to the Sun Devil Learning Lab. I'm so excited to see you guys today. I am Miss Martinez and today's lesson is called What is Up with the Art? So let's get started. Our standards and objectives for the day. So our standard is explain how specific aspects of a text illustration contribute to what is conveyed by the words in a story. So for example, it would show creation of mood, emphasize aspects of character or setting. The objectives, I can explain how an illustration contributes to the story, shows mood, tone, character, and setting. So that is what we're going to be focusing on today. That's our objective. Our agenda, we're going to review a little bit what mood, tone, character, and setting are. Second, we're going to go through the story without reading, only looking at the illustrations. Third, we're going to make predictions. Fourth, we're going to go back and read the story. Are your predictions correct? And 5, go over the objective. So let's go ahead and get into our lesson. So how can illustrations show a mood of the story? So the mood of the story and illustrations are just how they make you feel. That's how we can figure out the mood, is how the illustrations make you feel. For example, if you look at the colors in a story and it's a scary forest setting, typically the story is going to be scary and dark at this point. But if it's super bright and the colors that they're using are super bright, typically it would convey a happy scene. In illustrations, there's often characters. We can look at their facial expressions and their body language to see what is happening in the story. If they're hugging, are they super happy? If there's tears in their eyes, are they crying? If they look upset, what is happening in the story? Again, you can look at colors, you can look at facial expressions, body language, a bunch of different things can tell us in the illustrations what is happening in the story. Okay, so jump too far ahead. We're going to make predictions before reading a story. So what I'm going to have you do is go ahead and grab a piece of paper and pencil. Feel free to pause the video if you need to go quickly to go grab one. And once you grab that paper and pencil, we are going to write a line straight down the middle. On one side, you're going to put guesses. On the other side, you're going to put what actually happened. So what we're going to do again is go through and you're going to make guesses what is happening in the story based on the illustrations. So let me go ahead and put the screen on me. Hello? So Matthew and Tilly. That's the first illustration. Go ahead and write down what you're seeing. Any predictions? Pause the video if it's going too fast. Remember, we're not reading. Okay, what do you see? What colors are you seeing? Is it bright? What do you think the mood is on this page? Okay, we see a little bit of darker colors. What are we seeing? What characters are we seeing? Start making some guesses. Okay. And what are we seeing? Feel free to pause the video again. Okay, where are they? What are they doing? What does it seem like the main characters, who are the main characters in the story? Who keeps showing up? What does the mood look like? Make some guesses. Okay. So there's a lot happening over here on this side. Okay, what are they doing in these pictures? What are you guys seeing is happening? Are these the main characters? Think to yourself, what are you seeing so far? What are the illustrations showing you? All right, so we see some characters again. We see a lady over here. Do they look happy? What does it look like they're doing? Does it look like they're having any problems? Okay. So look closely. Look at their body language. What is happening between the two characters in the story? Look carefully. Okay. So now we see characters. Are all the main characters there? What do you think? What do you think happened? Did an event happen in the story? Go ahead and write your guesses. All right, now we only see one character. Again, what do you think happened? Make your guesses. Predict. What is he doing? Does he look lonely? Does he look happy? Okay. So look at the characters again. Look at this little girl. Does she look happy? Does she look upset? Notice how the colors changed a little bit. Is she playing with that person that she was before? What has been happening in the story? Okay, so we have one person right here and one person right here. Looks like they're talking. All right, here's the final page. Okay, so go ahead, now that you have your notes written down. Oh, one more page. The two characters. Okay, so now we have an idea of what is happening in the story. We saw a bunch of illustrations. We wrote down what we were seeing. So right now I want you to write a prediction of what happened in this story and explain why. You can write it down or you can say it out loud, whichever one is better for you. So go ahead, think through your predictions. And I am going to start reading the story. It is Matthew and Tilly. It's by Rebecca C. Jones. It's illustrated by Beth Peck. And it looks like Puffins is the publisher. Puffin Unicorn is the publisher. So there's that first page again. Hope your predictions are right. I hope that the illustrations were accurate enough for you. It says, for my brother David, who always won, and to all the kids in the neighborhood. And it was published in 1991. Okay. Matthew and Tilly were friends. Okay. They rode bikes together and they played hide and seek together. There's that page. They're playing hide and seek and then riding their bikes. They sold lemonade together when business was slow. They played sidewalk games together. So think about what the words are saying and look at what is drawn in the illustration. So the colors are a little bit brighter and they're playing on the sidewalks together right here. So far the illustration is taking words and drawing those. And sometimes they ate ice cream cones together. So again, right here, look, they're eating some ice cream cones together. The illustration's showing what they're doing. Once, they even rescued a lady's kitten from a tree. Hope you guys can see that. So that's them right here rescuing together a lady's kitten from the tree. The lady gave them money for the bubble gum machines. So later, they chewed gum together and remembered how brave they had been. Perfect. So again, the illustrations are accurately showing what's happening. That's them using the bubble gum machines and the money. And then this is them chatting about how brave they have been. Sometimes, though, Matthew and Tilly got sick of each other. Kind of like, do you get sick of your siblings sometimes? One day, when they were coloring, Matthew broke Tilly's purple crayon. He didn't mean to, but he did. Okay. So it looks like they're on their steps together drawing. Okay. You broke my crayon, Tilly said in the crabbiest voice. It was an old crayon, Matthew said in his grouchiest voice. It was ready to break. No, it wasn't, Tilly said. It was a brand new crayon. And you broke it. You always break everything. Stop being so picky, said Matthew. You're always so picky and stinky and mean. Well, you're dumb, Tilly said. You're so dumb and stinky and mean. Uh-oh, okay. So we're reading that they're having problems. Now look at their positions. It does look like they're arguing in the illustration. What else do you see? Look at how she's standing. Does it look like she's arguing back? What about him? Kind of look at their faces. Their faces look like they're angry too. So hopefully you predicted that they got upset looking at their body language. Matthew stomped up the stairs by himself. So this is him sitting in the stairs by himself, like stated in the story. Tilly found a piece of chalk and began drawing numbers and squares on the sidewalk by herself. So in these pictures, did you predict that they had a fight and that they were working by themselves now and playing by themselves? Upstairs, Matthew got out his cash register and some cans so he could play store. He piled the cans extra high and he put prices on everything. This was the best store he had ever made, probably because that picky and stinky and mean old Tilly wasn't around to mess everything up. But he didn't have a customer, and playing store wasn't much fun without a customer. So he's missing his friend. Look, he doesn't have any customers. He's sitting here all by himself. He has his store all set up. So are the illustrations accurately showing what is happening in the story? Okay. Tilly finished drawing the numbers and squares. She drew them really big with a lot of squiggly lines. This was the best sidewalk game she had ever drawn. Probably because that dumb and stinky and mean old Matthew wasn't around to mess it up. But she didn't have anyone to play with. And a sidewalk game wasn't that much fun without a player. There she is. She's all alone. No other player, just like he had no other player for his grocery game. So did you guys pick that up, that they separated a little bit and were by themselves? What do you think is going to happen next? Seems like they're missing each other a little bit. Okay. Matthew looked out the window and wondered what Tilly was doing. Tilly looked up at Matthew's window and wondered what he was doing. She smiled, just a little bit. And that was enough for Matthew. I'm sorry, he called. So am I, said Tilly. So look, he's up in his window right here, and that's Tilly. And they're saying sorry to each other. They miss each other a lot, and they need each other to play their games. And Matthew ran downstairs so that they could play. So there they are. Together again. All right, so that was just a cute little story about Matthew and Tilly. Let's go ahead and move back to our other screen. Might be blank first. Give me 1 second. Perfect. So we predicted, were your predictions correct? How did it go? What did you think of the story? So our objective again was, I can explain how an illustration contributes to the story with the mood, tone, characters, and settings. So in the story, as you notice, so when we went through the first time while you're making predictions, in the beginning, I noticed that the colors in the backgrounds were a lot brighter when they were happy together. When they got upset, I noticed how it got darker. Also, the story was accurately translating what the words were into pictures. So if it said that they were playing hopscotch, it showed that they were playing hopscotch. Or if they rescued that lady's kitten, like right here, that's exactly what is happening in illustrations. So were you able to accurately look at the illustrations and predict what happened? I wish I could hear your guys' answer. And I want to see or hear if you guys got it right and you were accurate. But right now I can't hear you, unfortunately. So moving back to our standards and objectives. So when you read a story, oftentimes the illustration has parts in it that help you understand more of what's happening with the characters. The body language, and sometimes stories without the words can tell their own story. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's lesson. It's a little bit short, but I hope that you were able to understand how the illustrations contribute to the story. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys another time. Bye. Thank you so much.